Our morning message today is centered on this quote: if you want something new, you have to stop doing something old. And so, as we continue in our work together and our conversation and learning today, keep this in the forefront of your mind. We cannot expect to create new goals and new experiences for our students doing the same things that we've always done. And so, as we think about what the day looks like, as we think about what learning experiences look like, as we think about, what projects look like, think new. Because we want to provide a new experience for our students. We want to give them new opportunities that they have never had before. And so it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be work, and it's okay. We're all in this together. We are a team. And so when we have those challenges, when we hit the stumbling blocks, when we have some obstacles and barriers in our way, we are here as a team together to support each other to get through it, because at the end of the day, we know that we are doing this for the best benefit of our students. And so we just ask that you just keep this quote in the forefront of your mind as we learn together today. And now we're going to have some kickoff inspiration from Chuck English. And so I'm going to pass it over to him. And we already heard from Tracy Epp. And so, all right, Chuck.
Okay, hopefully my microphone's working. Good. So my name is Chuck English, and I'm the Virginia STEM coordinator. I have a very unique and fun position because I work with the Secretary of Education's office, the Department of Education, a couple other agencies, and I'm trying to piece together all the different great things that are happening around the state in terms of STEM. This state is doing a lot, and it's amazing to see all the great programs that are out there. But as of this point, it's not necessarily coordinated. And this group right here is a perfect opportunity of how can we take the lessons that we are learning here, the things that we are building, and share that with others. How can we help with the best practices and teach others how to avoid some of the pitfalls that we're going to bump into? So we need to coordinate some of those efforts. And in fact, my role is going to hit a neat point next month. I'm writing the state STEM plan with a commission, and we're turning that into the governor's office next month. So hopefully we'll have an opportunity to kind of coordinate some of these efforts. I was glad to hear some of the inspirational words that was said earlier by Tracy Epp, because she spoke more towards what's going to happen on the ground. And I actually kind of wanted to approach this from a very unique viewpoint. We are in the middle of a pandemic. And what does that mean in terms of STEM? I actually wrote a piece that I'm going to get published here soon. So I'm going to read from that first. So if you're going to see my eyes just off, I'm looking at another screen reading. But I wanted to kind of start off with that piece and then kind of end on how this wraps into some of the work that I see you doing, because I think this kind of hits it. Are you part of the 15% of the population who remember Sputnik, the purported catalyst for the scientific revolution that hit the United States 50 years ago? One small satellite inspired a country to realize that it was behind scientifically and to organize ourselves, our drive, and ambition to do so much more. Schools, businesses, and the government were inspired and driven to push science and engineering further, ultimately creating so much more that we count on today as just part of our daily lives. When we ask why science, technology, engineering, and mathematics have not been fully embraced, some of the leaders say that STEM has not had its Sputnik moment. Technology's presence in our mainstream culture might have been a comparative result, but it built so slowly that we did not even have our moments during that. We just adapted to the technology we are using. We are the users and subjects of technology, from artificial intelligence to social media, to word processors and spreadsheets. It seamlessly blends into our everyday lives and interactions. Even the marketing we see and hear now consistently integrates big data analysis and automated algorithms, seeking patterns to project our future actions. These times of COVID-19 may be the moment we need to catalyze our actions around STEM. STEM education has predominantly been portrayed as a tool for developing workforce pipeline and keeping America globally active. STEM education and STEM literacy is much more. STEM literacy is the foundation of tools we need to make sense of our world, to notice and wonder, to ask questions, to critique your reasoning and the reasoning of others are central to understanding and making informed decisions about how we tackle global problems like the spread of infectious diseases. STEM is also the tools to understand and solve energy sustainability, biodiversity, climate change, and more. Does hand washing make a difference? Why? How much? How does social distancing work? What is the impact? What does it mean to flatten the curve? Why is this important? What policy and funding priorities will influence our situation? What personal lifestyle changes will affect our challenges? Right now, we need to have a citizenry and a culture that understands the integrated concepts of STEM to make sense of the world and consider the impact of our actions. It is this perspective and understanding that serves the collective community as we move forward in these uncertain times. COVID-19 presents a range of different problems, concerns, and scenarios that are approachable and understandable with STEM practices and STEM literacy. The problems exist both within and across content areas, demonstrating the natural integrative connection between science, technology, engineering, and math. Masks and other personal protection equipment, known as PPEs, are needed to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. Individuals, community groups, industries, and universities, even schools, started to develop, manufacture, disinfect, and distribute PPEs in places of need. This required thinking, problem solving, and practices revolve around STEM. Science and mathematical modeling can help us understand the spread of COVID-19 and how to design and engineer masks to better protect individuals. Mathematics, technology, and engineering are needed to design plans and program 3D printers, as well as to understand how to utilize distribution networks for the PPEs. Understanding, modeling, and projecting for the change in the numbers of PPEs applies mathematical and statistical practices and understandings of model spread and changes based upon variables, including policy decisions. This connects the expected curve of infections to the number of healthcare specialists needed, so production decisions can be made and acted upon. PPEs, as are many other opportunities and challenges, are able to connect the full cycle of STEM. From social distancing to how vaccines work to medical testing to organizing safe gatherings, all can be explored and better understood through STEM. STEM literacy is literacy needed by each and every person. The vital nature of STEM literacy is evident in these unprecedented times that reveal how closely linked STEM understanding and tools are both to economic and community security, as well as the ability to make sense of, question, and participate in the world around us. An integrative approach to STEM is vital, not only to survive, but thrive through the changes that will come from this experience. This is not a challenge of just science, discrete and separate from math, or a solution strategy that will exclude the use of engineering and technology. Our problems, the ones we are experiencing now as a result of COVID-19, spreads within the United States and are in parts the result of us truly not grasping the implications of the virus's impact on our society and our structures. Greater STEM literacy will help. This COVID-19 moment raises the value of interdisciplinary STEM for every person, enabling them to develop and apply their understanding of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics to our daily lives, to notice, to wonder, to ask questions. This is our moment to clearly define how STEM can support and impact all of our lives. Those who understand STEM, its integration and application, they're able to participate in and lead in the changes to technology and our culture, and to move us forward. This moment has the opportunity for positive change in institutions that have remained stagnant. Together, we can make sure that every district and school has access and support to make the changes and grow, to improve, to learn, support the next generation of learners as they support our collective path forward. This is never more apparent than to the parents and families with kids in schools. As administrators, counselors, and teachers all scramble to find out the best ways to engage students in homebound experiences to effectively and efficiently advance learning. We will use our Sputnik moment to turn challenges into opportunities and build a culture of STEM for everyone. We have the opportunity for everyone's lives to be enriched through STEM. So I wrote that, and hopefully that'll be published soon. I'll gladly share that with anyone who's interested. But I'll say that having worked in the area, Richmond is so powerfully rich in STEM partners and people to work with. The universities around us, but especially VCU, is building a STEM center. We have resources here. We have businesses here that are involved in technology and bioresearch and understanding what's happening, working on vaccines. We have so many different partners we can work with and make science, make STEM all relevant to the lives of the children. And that connection means a lot. It's also important, and I'm thrilled to see that the way these academies are being structured, that the kids that are enrolled to participate in these academies all get to participate. STEM is for everyone. And one of the problems I've seen is one, it's pulled aside as something that not everyone gets to participate in. This is our opportunity to engage youth at a point where they can see themselves as STEM leaders moving forward. And that STEM isn't just computer science. It includes computer science, but it's more than that. That STEM doesn't automatically mean you have to have a four-year degree. There are opportunities in four-year degrees, but also in other places too. So where can we meet the youth and help them make those connections and grow forward? If you look at the ACT statistics, 52% of Virginian graduates say that they are interested in STEM and would like to go into STEM, but only 30% enroll into STEM their freshman year. This is not including the kids that drop out after they enroll. So we already lost from 52% to 30% just in that enrollment. So somewhere we need to build the confidence and the comfort with STEM topics so these people feel comfortable moving into those fields and that they are capable and enabled to succeed. So this is an opportunity for all of us to work together. And I am thrilled to see some of these things happening within your school district. I'm anxious to watch what happens and to hopefully be one of the people that will help bridge what's going on at RPS with some of the other districts that are looking to move forward themselves. So hopefully this will be an inspiration for others to see how that can be possible, and especially in such a unique time, taking advantage of this crisis to make the best moves to see how we can implement changes to better opportunities for the kids. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you. So just some takeaways. What I heard is that Richmond is on the cusp of, being a model for the whole state on how we do STEM education. No, but in that STEM is for everyone. And that is why we have modeled the programs in the way that we have, with not having the academic requirements and things of that nature, because we know that we can make it accessible to all students. And something else that you said that stood out is the positive change to institutions that have been stagnant. Now, I wouldn't put Richmond in that category, but just the positive change. And we are excited about that and that opportunity for our students. So if anyone has any questions, you can drop them in the chat or unmute yourself. We thank you again for taking some time out of your morning to share some words of inspiration and encouragement with us as we continue in this work. And let's see, does anybody?
Well, and just to add a small thing about institutions that are stagnant, this is written for more than just schools. There are a lot of groups that need to take a look at this moment and see how to change. And I think a big part of this is we're seeing cultural change in terms of business. The amount of people telecommuting, and for me, part of the STEM plan is, you know what, if we're going to consider this a real change, now's the time to start looking at what does it mean to make sure that everyone has access to broadband, because we are a changing environment and culture, and we all need that. Yeah. So that's an access piece that I think is important. So there are a lot of institutions that I think need to take a look at this moment and see how can we make things better. So I just want to put that out there, that as an article, I wasn't trying to just point in one direction, but try to say now's an opportunity to look at a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you again. You are welcome to stay with us for the rest of the day, but I'm sure you have other things to do. And so again, we thank you for taking some time out of your day to share some words with us, and definitely send your article when it's published so that we can share it out, so that we can support and continue to learn from your wisdom as well.
I wanted to add to, Dr. Wright, if it's okay, I just wanted to add to the thanks and gratitude, not just for being here this morning, Chuck, but I have watched the work that you've been doing over the last number of years to really support STEM throughout our state. And so I also wanted just to thank you for that good work that you continue to do. So we appreciate you, and we hope that you'll continue to work in partnership with our STEM Academies as we launch those today.
Well, thank you. And I am going to leave, but please stay in touch. And if there are any questions, please reach out.
Awesome. Will do.
Have a great day.
You too. All right. We're going to pass it over to Mr. Behrman.